this Srem-Sai. Justice, thanks for agreeing to talk to us. Let's do some of the other oral cases. We've obviously talked about Adu Boahen, which is now frozen pending the determination by the Supreme Court. We've also talked about the Hanan case, which is also frozen now, I guess, because of the same matter. But then there's the NSS, the National Service corruption case. What's the update on that?
Yes, so even before the national, allow me to just give a brief of where we are with the Adu Boahen.
Adu Boahen, okay.
So in Adu Boahen, the allegation is actually a straightforward case. Sometimes when I read things about it in the media, I wonder whether it's the same case that, or when I listen to defense counsel's press conferences and he meets the press every day after court, and I listen to the analysis, I wonder whether it's the same case that is being presented to the public. But it's a simple case of stealing, okay? The allegation is that the accused person, while working with a state agency, took monies belonging to the state and, let me call it, diverted them into his personal, private, account and spent them in a particular way. We have presented evidence of that act of stealing to the court. We have presented the checks that were used to transfer the monies into the private account. We have presented the details of the private account, clearly showing how the account belongs to the accused person instead of the state. We have shown that even the inscription, the payee, the person who is supposed to receive the amount on the check, was not the account, the name of the account that the money went into. Then we have shown how the money was spent. Because when you spend money from a bank account, the bank statement shows that you took this money on this day and you did it. And the Yoko investigators have traced these monies. And one key thing about money is that when you spend it, it could be traced. So they gave us evidence of how the monies were actually spent. So if you see that maybe 2 million is withdrawn from the private account today, and then you see that the accused person goes to buy property and he pays 2 million, and then things like that, up to the point where the money was the account was depleted, and the bank even was suspicious of how the money was moving and raised red flags, which eventually caused the account to be closed, and the remaining of the money moved to another company. We traced to that company as well. So as far as we have concerned, we have put in the box witnesses who have testified to this. We have shown how the accused person basically misrepresented the purpose of the money when he transferred. When you transfer huge sums of money in a bank account, the bank will ask you, what's the purpose? Why are you moving this money? And there's a part of the form that you fill. We have shown how the accused person misrepresented that he was using the money to buy some equipment. And first of all, the money didn't go to the equipment buying company anyway. But we have shown how he attached invoices, from the so-called suppliers, which invoices we believe are fake, and we have shown to the court why the invoices were forged and fake. And people have come to testify to the effect that that invoice does not even exist in the database of the public institution that the equipment was supposed to be bought from. So we have put all this. So as far as we are concerned, this is what's going on in court. We've also seen, in trials, you can detect the accused person's defense from the way he or she is cross-examining your prosecution witnesses. So at a point, we noticed that the defense was trying to say that the monies were loans which the accused person advanced to the company, that's the state agency, and was taking the loan back. So that was part of the cross-examination up to a point. Then later we realized that the accused person was trying to say that the equipment was actually bought because they made requests on us to supply them, to allow them to go and to give them an inventory of the equipment at the National Signals Bureau, whether that equipment was part. We provided the inventory, that equipment was not part, so they abandoned that. Another point, they were trying to suggest that the so-called private account that we said, the account that has the details of the accused person and his wife as the owners, they were trying to say that those were national security accounts, and even that the accused person's wife was a national security operative. That also is abandoned. So we saw all these attempts to explain the transaction. And as I sit here, my analysis of this tells me that, okay, some of the explanations are inconsistent with some of them, because if you have actually bought the equipment, then that same money cannot be used as loan. You cannot explain the same money as loan that you have given, because you have used the money to buy the equipment. So the defense is even inconsistent with itself. Then if it is national security account, it's simple. You can easily show that this is a national security account, and what we did is this. And you will not say that you actually bought the equipment, or you will not explain again that the same national security account is a loan that you have given. So if you look at the lines of defenses themselves, they are inconsistent with each other. So where we sit, I get the impression, myself and my team, we analyze this every day. And the impression we get is that it's like the defense is fishing, they are fishing for possible defense. So you try this, if it's not going right, you jump to the next one. That is what the impression we get. So when we see things on social media and media and the defense attorney is trying to explain, well, we don't do that. We don't speak to the journalists every day after court, but it amazes us that it's happening that way. So we are on track. We have one more day for cross-examination of our last witness. After that, we believe that the court, that's our side of the story, we believe that the court would uphold that we have satisfied the threshold and will call on accused persons
to open their defense.
Then we'll see what really the defense is, because at least cross-examination, they've given us indication of where they want to go, which I said were inconsistent. But maybe when the defense is open, they may bring some particular strong defense. Why not? Our job is never to force people to be jailed. If you have a good defense, why not? You should be allowed to, and we don't consider it as win or lose.
Back to the NSS.
Yes, NSS.
What happened to it?
Yes, so NSS, see, the NSS has so many, we have split the case into several dockets. Right now, 2 of the dockets are before the court. The others that are waiting to be put before the court. That is the Gift Your Worry, and then Osayasibe.